Hi everyone, my name is Katy and thank you for joining me for another Animal Crossing video. The time has come. Today we are finally finishing my island of Polyphia. It is a cherry blossom suburbs that I have been working on for over 2 years. And yeah, today we are about to finish it and wrap it all up. So let's get started. In my last Animal Crossing video, I was working on the beaches of this island and I finished about a third of them. So all I have left to do is finish up the other 2/3. And then there are a few housekeeping things I need to take care of before actually publishing my dream address. But I promise it is coming soon. I've had people ask about my dream address, so that is the update. I'll post a whole video when it is ready for you to visit. The first beach that I'm working on today is at the bottom of my map, and it is fairly large. It is directly south of my shrine walk that I did, inspired by Jujutsu Kaisen. So on this left side, I am building the little storefront to buy the flowers using those really nice flower storage items and the countertop items. I'm also using a lot of the flower items as fillers in this whole space. And I'm lifting those up on the different bottle crate items and adding in some butterflies just to fill in the space. And butterflies love flowers, so I thought it made sense. But my idea for this beach was to turn it into a big flower garden and flower shop specifically, with the idea being there are so many flowers used on this island. I used so many flowers in every build, and this would be where those flowers are bought and harvested and everything. And I just thought that was a cute idea. So that is what I went for down here. And I also was able to use a lot of really large items to take up space, because at this point of working on the island and finishing out my beaches, that is really my goal and what I'm trying to do and what I'm looking for. It is kind of a thing in the Animal Crossing community to not really enjoy doing your beaches, because I feel like most people put them off until the last build like I've done here, and at that point you're just kind of grasping at straws, like what can I do? I've used most of my ideas, so I always try to use as many giant items as I can, and that is what I've done in most of the builds today, so you will see that as the video goes on. On the right side, I am starting out using that giant pergola with the beautiful flowers draped on top of it. This is what I meant with filling up space. I am adding in a pond code to also take up space without needing to use a bunch of items. As always, I will have all of the codes that I used today down in my description box. I also really wanted to have a place to sit by this pond because I think finding villagers here and taking photos would be very, very cute. And then I'm using just more of those larger flower items to fill in the spaces around the pond and next to the pergola. I also used a lot of flowers as well as bug models in this whole space, just because I like how it looked, and I think the flowers, the pink hyacinths, look super pretty on the beach. And then I'm adding in some of my wood plank codes to create a little walkway onto the beach. I like these codes because they're pretty subtle against the sand and it fits with my whole aesthetic, I feel, and I just think they're cute. And then I'm finishing out this side with more of the Sakura blossom codes just throughout the whole area. So once I'm done with the pond area, I'm going back to the left side where the little shop front is to put in my codes. So I'm just picking everything up and laying down all of the codes underneath them. And I'm starting out with more of that plank code just to give the shop area a floor, I guess. And I really like to use planks to just finish out areas like this or to put under larger furniture. And once I have those codes down, I of course am just putting everything back where it's supposed to be. I'm also adding more of the cherry blossom petal codes just as filler and to just finish out the whole space. And I also added that little gyroid as the worker of the little shop front, I thought. And I think it's just so cute how he's just chilling there and you can walk up to him to order your flowers. And I just finished out the whole build with more codes and some more flowers. Judy seems to be happy with the whole space, and this is what I was talking about with my little gyroid worker. And this is how the whole build turned out. I'm really happy with it. I think it was a good use of space and I was able to use a lot of larger items without making things look too cluttered or too sparse, and that is my goal with any beach build. So now that we are done with this one, let's move on to the next build. So my next build is in the bottom left corner of the beaches, and I'm right below the wedding build that I did a few videos ago. And my idea for this space was to use the mermaid set items and create a little mermaid beach. My whole theme is just pink, so I can kind of make whatever work as long as it's very pinky. And I've never really used those mermaid items, and I thought it would be fun to use them here. So I started mapping out what I wanted to do using the different shell arches to create little scenes or vignettes. I'm also using a lot of the shell furniture to go with the whole mermaid theme. But I knew that I wanted to use these shell beds because they're just kind of goofy and I love how they look, but I've never used them before. And I think that having a nice welcoming beach for any mermaid friends who want to join us is really cute. So the first vignette is more of the iridescent pinky, bluey, purple colorways matched with the mermaid furniture. And then the second little scene or vignette is more of the bright pink colorway of the different shell items. I really liked both of the different color options, so that's why I just went with both, and I think it's pretty cute. I really like how it turned out and had a lot of fun with using these items and figuring out how to make them all work because a lot of them are huge, like those shell partitions and of course the shell beds themselves, they're huge, which going back to my last point, great for taking up space on a beach. Then to frame the different scenes or little vignettes or bedrooms or whatever you wanted to call them, I used more of that pond pathing just under the little scenes that I had created. This just made them feel more purposeful and look more intentional instead of just like I slapped down a bunch of furniture. So I think that this was a good way to utilize the space. And then of course, once I have put down all of those custom codes, I need to lay down all of the furniture again. And I added in more of the cherry blossom codes to again fill out the space and make it feel filled in and full but not too cluttered or too full. Then I moved on to the more northern part that just has the little archway, and again I'm adding in more of the pond code to just fill in the space without actually having to use items. And I'm finishing off with just a few more shell items, and I'm done with this one. What did you think of my mermaid beach? It was super simple, but very cute and very different than anything else I've done. I really loved getting a chance to use this different furniture that I've never used before, and I'm really happy with how it turned out, and I loved being able to fill so much space with not too many items. They were just huge. Alright y'all, so let's move on to the next one. So my next build is on this tiny little piece of beach, and I am super excited about it. I love it so much. I've had this idea forever, and it's so fun to finally have a space to do it. I am going to be making a beach for Soot Sprites, which are a Studio Ghibli Miyazaki little creature in My Neighbor Totoro and Spirited Away, and they're kind of like little gremlins or little dust bunnies, and they'll carry little rocks around or little stars. So I used the star fragments in the game to make them look like how they do in the movies, and I'm obsessed. It's so freaking cute. So all I'm doing for this build is laying down this adorable Soot Sprite code all over this little piece of beach and then dropping star fragments on top of them. And then they look like they're holding the star fragments, and it is so freaking cute. And of course I used just the pink star fragments to match with the theme, but you could do this on any small or large piece of beach that you are looking to just fill in with something super easy and simple, and it's just the cutest thing ever. I'm so obsessed with it, and I really love how it turned out. Then to fill in the rest of the area, I'm just adding in some of my cherry blossom code, some flowers, and then some very simple items like some bug models, a log bench, and the flower cart again. Alright everyone, so here is my adorable Soot Sprite beach, and again, I love it so much. It was so easy and simple. That is it for this little area though, so let's move on to the next build. So the next build that we are working on is this left-hand side of my beaches, and it's pretty large, and it is right next to the little fishing district that I had made for Wade and Kyle. And I really wanted this to be an extension of that build, so using a lot of the fishing items and making it where they catch most of their fish. And luckily for me, I got to use so many huge items like the yachts and the lighthouses, so that was a good solution to fill in this really large piece of beach. I also used one of the gazebo items and a bunch of barrels and stacked crates and different items that might be found near a shipping dock. I used a storage shed and some of the anchors and the fish box items, as well as the fishing tourney items to fill in the space near the yachts. It's also funny to me that they are called yachts in the game, and just to think about fishing, commercial fishing on a yacht. Pretty sure that doesn't happen in real life, but it's Animal Crossing, so who cares? On this big rock, I made a little tourist telescope lookout area. Great way to fill in space without using too many items. and it looks very peaceful and cute, and I have some seating, and I just thought it was a super easy solution to filling in space over here. Judy was back to supervise my building again, and she is adorable as always, and I hope that she approved of the build. There are so many fishing related items in the game, so it was fun to be able to use something different on the island. Like I said, I do have a little fishing district already made, but it's very different compared to everything else on the island. And my whole idea was that somebody on this island has to make money and provide food. So that is what they do there. And they are great workers and great fisher people over there, and they feed the whole island, which is also pretty cute to think about. So I'm just going in with my custom codes again. I used a lot of the wooden planking. And again, I really like this plank code because it's not super loud or busy. It blends in nicely with the sand. And of course, I also used a bunch of the cherry blossom petals to fill in space again and go under the items that I put down. It definitely got a bit tricky to navigate this area because it is pretty narrow, and if I ever was close to the water, I couldn't get around whatever I was building. So that was a bit frustrating while I was doing this part of the build. And of course, with the way that I build, I lay everything down and then pick it all up to lay down my codes. That just made it a bit more frustrating, but I got through. As I mentioned earlier, I have just a few more things I need to do on the island, like pick up any unintentional weeds and finish a few things in my player house. But once I get all of that done, I will have this island ready to post my dream address and share it in a video tour here on the channel. And I am so excited for that. I do have my next island planned because I'm obsessed with this game and I'm obsessed with creating ideas for islands. So stay tuned with the channel if you are looking forward to more Animal Crossing content. Alright everyone, so this is my fishing beach. And I think it turned out nicely. I got to use a bunch of really big items to fill in the space, and that balance that I like of filling in the beach space but not overly cluttering it, especially because the rest of my island is so beyond cluttered. So I really like the beaches to be a little bit more understated. I don't know about you all, but this is understated for me at least. So let's move on to the last build of this video and of my whole entire island, which is wild to say out loud. So the last build is this kind of awkwardly shaped little beach on the south side of the island right next to my entrance, and I struggled a lot with thinking of what to do here. But what I ultimately decided to do was a little Zodiac beach, and originally I was going to use all of the different Zodiac items, but they don't really go well together, or they're hard to make work because you have like a bathtub and then you have a dresser and all of these like room furniture things, but then you have things that could be more useful like lamps and little tables and everything. So I scrapped that idea and instead made my Zodiac beach using just the Zodiac items that I like. which of course included the Aries rocking chairs. If you don't know, I love sheep, so that is my favorite item in the whole game. I used the round gazebo, and then I framed the gazebo using the Capricorn ornament. And I really love the Capricorn goat fish, so I really wanted to use that one. I also used the Pisces lamp because it's pretty understated. And of course, again, I used the Aries rocking chair. And Daisy May really wanted to hang out the whole time I was building this one, which was pretty funny. I added some Nova stars and star clocks to add to that Zodiac vibe of the beach because, you know, it is just kind of giving white and gold, but I added those stars just to make it feel a bit more celestial. And again, I used the cherry blossom pond code to frame out this area on the beach. I really like how the gazebos look with water under them, or the pergolas, or any of those larger items. I just think it looks really cute to be submerged in a pond like that. So I used that idea again on this beach. And again, I put more of the cherry blossom petal codes underneath everything that needed a little bit more filler. And Daisy May was just chilling with me. She really was here for the whole build, wasn't she? That's so funny. All right, everyone, there she is, Miss Daisy May, enjoying this final build of my island. I hope that you enjoyed this one and all of the builds that I did today. I have never finished an Animal Crossing island before, which to some people might sound absolutely wild, but it's true. I am such an indecisive person, and then I always get excited about my next idea before finishing my current idea, and my attention span is just not the best. So before my YouTube channel, I really didn't care about finishing my themes or posting my dream addresses. And then even with my YouTube channel, I haven't been very good at it. So it is exciting to finally be done with an island and get prepared to post the dream address and the final walkthrough tour. I can't wait, and thank you so much to any and all of you that have been here this video only, or if you've been here for the full 2 years that I've been working on this island, over 2 years. Yeah, I am probably the slowest Animal Crossing builder in the world. But with all of that said, thank you so much for watching. My next Animal Crossing video will be my dream address release for this island. But if you like this one, be sure to leave a like and a comment down below. And if you'd like to see more from me, be sure to hit subscribe. I am posting Animal Crossing content as well as reading and reading journal content on this channel. So with all of that said, I hope that you and yours are staying safe, happy, and healthy, and I will see you again next time. Thanks again. Bye-bye.